Libra? A goodbye is a strange thing. It does not always arrive with a knock on the door or a loud announcement. Sometimes it slips quietly into the room, sits beside you, and waits for you to notice that everything has already changed. Goodbyes are not only spoken with words, they are felt in the heaviness of silence. They are written in the way two souls stop meeting in the middle, in the way a dream no longer lights the fire it once did, in the way your spirit whispers, "It is time." This moment you are walking through now, it is not ordinary. It is not just another ending. It is the turning of a sacred page in your life's book. The chapter behind you has drained you, tested you, and at times broken you. Yet here you stand, with the weight of goodbye pressing into your heart. But let me tell you something your spirit already knows. This goodbye is not the end. It is not the collapse of your story. It is the start of something unimaginable, something written long before you could see it. And before we travel deeper into this message together, I want you to mark this moment with courage. In the comments below, type these words, "I am ready." Say it with faith. Say it as a declaration that you are prepared for what is waiting beyond the doorway of this goodbye. Stay with me, Libra, because what looks like loss right now is already marked in heaven as transformation. Saying goodbye is never simple, Libra. It feels like a part of you is being pulled away, like something you thought you could not live without is suddenly slipping through your fingers. It is more than words spoken at the end of a conversation. It is more than a final wave at the door. It is a breaking, a cutting, a release that leaves the soul trembling. Sometimes this goodbye takes the form of a relationship, a love that once warmed your heart but now feels like an empty room. You stay because of memory. You stay because of habit. Yet deep down, you know that love without truth becomes a prison, and silence becomes the loudest sound between two people. Other times it comes as the mask of a friend. Someone who once shared laughter with you, but whose smile now hides shadows. You begin to notice the cracks, the betrayal stitched into their words, the way their presence drains you instead of lifting you. And you realize that holding on is costing you more than letting go ever will. And then there are the dreams. The ones you have watered with time, energy, and endless hope. Dreams that once carried light, but have now withered, no matter how much you pour into them. It is painful to accept that something you cherished has reached its ending. Yet goodbye comes not as punishment, but as a sign that the season has changed. What makes goodbye most painful is not always the act of parting. It is the silence that follows. That silence can feel louder than arguments, heavier than broken promises, sharper than any goodbye spoken aloud. It is the silence of knowing that something has ended and there is nothing left to return to. But Libra, do not fear the silence, because silence is not empty. Silence is sacred. It is the language of transition. It is the pause between two songs, the stillness between two breaths, the space where endings transform into beginnings. When you say goodbye, the universe does not thunder back at you with explanations. It does not rush in to answer every question in your heart. Instead, it whispers. It whispers to the deepest part of your being, "Trust me. Something greater is coming." That whisper may not remove the sting of the present moment, but it carries the promise of tomorrow. That whisper is proof that goodbye is not the closing of your life. It is only the turning of a page. And beyond the silence, a new story is waiting to be read. Libra, every goodbye, no matter how painful, carries a hidden purpose inside it. It is not a random moment. It is not an accident. It is an unseen hand clearing away what could no longer carry you forward. When you look at nature, you can see this truth everywhere. Think of a tree in autumn. Its leaves begin to fall, one by one. The branches grow bare. From the outside, it looks like death. It looks as though the tree has lost everything. But in reality, the tree is not dying. It is preparing. It is making space for what is coming. It is resting, waiting for the promise of spring when new life will burst through again. That is what this goodbye means for you. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. This moment is not about loss, it is about renewal. Just like the tree, You are letting go of what is no longer serving you, of what cannot walk with you into the next season of your life. There are weights you've been carrying that were never meant to stay with you forever. There are connections, habits, and even inner fears that you have held on to because you thought you needed them. But the truth is, they were only meant for a part of your journey, and now their time has ended. This goodbye is the universe's way of lifting those weights off your shoulders. At first, it feels heavy. It feels like the world has taken something from you. But in truth, it is heaven removing the things that slow you down, the things that dim your light, the things that keep you from stepping fully into your destiny. You cannot carry old burdens into a new season. You cannot hold on to what is breaking you and still expect to rise freely. This ending is necessary because it is creating space. Space for peace, space for joy, space for people and opportunities that match the person you are becoming. So even though it hurts right now, trust the process. Trust that this goodbye is not the closing of your story, but the cleaning of the soil before new seeds are planted. One day, you will look back at this ending and realize it was the moment your true beginning quietly started. Libra, goodbyes often appear as endings, but in truth, they are doorways carefully disguised. They arrive looking final, but hidden within them is a path you could not see before. When one door shuts in your life, it does not leave you stranded in darkness. Instead, it gently leads you into a corridor you never imagined you would walk through. The moments you thought would break you are the very moments that shape you. That sudden ending you never expected, that loss you did not ask for, that painful goodbye you feared, it is often the exact event that positions you for your destiny. Think of the heartbreak that once left you lying awake in the silence of the night, your tears soaking the pillow. At the time, it felt like the end of everything you knew. Yet slowly, without realizing, that heartbreak became the fire that strengthened your soul. It taught you how to stand when you felt weak. It showed you how to find light even when you were surrounded by shadows. Or think of the friend who walked away, the one you trusted, the one you thought would remain by your side. Their absence left a wound, yes, but it also created room. And in that space, life will bring you a companion who will honor your heart, someone who will stand with you without disguise, someone who will never betray the trust you give so freely. Every goodbye is a divine rearrangement. What you lose is not wasted. What you release is not forgotten. What leaves you was never meant to carry you into the next stage of your journey. And what is waiting ahead is far greater than what has gone. Here is the truth you must hold tightly to. God never allows a goodbye without already arranging the hello that will replace it. There is always something prepared to meet you on the other side. It may not come in the form you expect. It may not arrive in the timing you imagined, but it will arrive, and when it does, you will see clearly why the goodbye was necessary. So do not see this ending as a grave, Libra. See it as a doorway, and though the hallway may feel quiet, though it may feel long, know that every step you take is bringing you closer to the hello that has already been written into your story. Libra. What is waiting for you after this goodbye is not small, and it is not ordinary. It is something beyond your imagination, something so carefully prepared that no script, no plan, no vision board could have written it in advance. This next chapter is not just about survival. It is about transformation. Think of the caterpillar. It does not say goodbye to crawling just to stay still on the ground. It does not shed its form because it wants to remain stuck in the dirt. No, it says goodbye because wings are waiting. It enters a cocoon, hidden from the world, wrapped in silence. To the outside eye, it looks like nothing is happening. But inside, everything is changing. That is where you are now, Libra. This goodbye is your cocoon. It is not an empty place. It is a sacred chamber of transformation. You may feel still, you may feel unseen, you may feel as though your life is paused and nothing makes sense. But the truth is, this is the very place where heaven is reshaping you for flight. You may not see the wings yet. You may not feel the lift beneath you, But just as the caterpillar cannot see its future while it waits in the dark, you too cannot see yet what has already been promised. The unseen work is happening. The reshaping is taking place. And when the time is right, you will not crawl back into the same life you left behind. You will rise into something altogether new. Libra, when you emerge from this season, the life before will not compare to the one after. The friendships ahead will not feel like the ones that failed you. The love ahead will not carry the same wounds of the past. The opportunities ahead will not look like doors you begged to stay open. Everything ahead is greater, richer, deeper. And here lies the unimaginable promise. You are not only moving into a new chapter, you are moving into a new identity. You are becoming someone stronger, freer, more alive than the version of yourself that said goodbye. This transformation is not just about leaving something behind. It is about stepping into who you were always meant to be. So trust the cocoon. Trust the stillness. Trust that this goodbye is not emptiness, but preparation for the most beautiful flight of your life. Libra, there is a danger in holding on to what is meant to leave. At first, it may feel safer to cling tightly. You tell yourself that if you hold on just a little longer, maybe things will change. Maybe the person will return to who they once were. Maybe the situation will turn in your favor. Maybe the dream will come alive again if you just refuse to release it. But holding on to what is already slipping away does not protect you. It wounds you. It wears you down. It takes more from you than it gives. Imagine for a moment that you are holding a rope. At first, it feels strong in your hand, like something secure. But as it begins to slip, you grip harder. You pull tighter, desperate not to lose it. Yet the tighter you grip, the deeper the rope cuts into your skin. What once felt like security now leaves burns, now leaves scars. That is what many of you are doing right now, Libra. You are holding too tightly to a relationship that has already lost its truth. You are clinging to a friendship that no longer nourishes your spirit. You are gripping a version of life that no longer fits the person you are becoming. And with every day you hold on, the rope burns deeper. You feel it in your heart. You feel it in your body. The weight of carrying what is meant to leave has exhausted you. Yet fear whispers, if I let go, I will lose everything. But hear this clearly. The burn itself is your proof. The pain you feel is not because you are weak. It is not because you are failing. It is because what you are holding is no longer meant for you. The rope is meant to leave your hand. Yes, letting go feels frightening. Yes, releasing feels uncertain. But the wound will not heal until you open your hand. The pain will not end until you release what is hurting you. And here's the truth you must carry with courage. Only by letting go can your hand be free again, free to heal, free to rest, free to receive what heaven has prepared next for you. As long as your hand is bleeding from holding too tight, it cannot grasp the blessings waiting to be placed there. Libra, the cost of holding on is too high. It is time to trust that what you release will be replaced by something greater than you could ever imagine. Libra, heaven never leaves you empty. Even when it feels like something has been taken from your life, even when you stand staring at what looks like loss, there is already something greater being prepared. Nothing leaves your hands without reason. Nothing disappears without purpose. The goodbye you are walking through may feel final. It may feel like the end of everything you hoped for. But in truth, it is not the end at all. It is divine exchange. It is heaven's way of saying, this is no longer for you. But what is coming will be more than you ever dreamed. Think about the person who walked away. Their leaving broke your heart, and you may still feel the ache of their absence. Yet what you may not see now is that their departure created space. And into that space, heaven is sending someone who will honor your heart. Someone who will not take your love for granted. Someone who will treat you with the respect and loyalty you always deserved. Think about the opportunity that slipped through your fingers, the one you thought would change everything. At the time, you mourned it. You thought you had missed your one chance. But what if that door closed because it was too small for you? What if it shut because the path ahead was meant to lift you higher? to align you with something bigger than you ever planned for yourself. And think about the dream that collapsed, the one you poured your time, your energy, your hope into. When it fell apart, you may have felt like you lost your purpose. But sometimes, Libra, dreams fall not because you failed, but because they were too small. They crumble to make space for a vision greater than you ever dared to believe. Every goodbye you endure is not simply an ending, it is a hand pulling you closer to your destiny. It may not look like it in the moment. You may not feel the joy of it yet, but one day you will look back and realize nothing was truly lost. Everything that left was replaced, and everything that came after was better than what you thought you couldn't live without. Libra, heaven's exchange never subtracts, it multiplies. And what feels empty today will soon overflow with a blessing so exact, so perfect, that you will know without a doubt it could only have come from above. Libra, this is not only about something ending. This is about something awakening inside you. A goodbye may look like loss from the outside, but in truth it is a stirring, a shaking, a call to rise. Every goodbye has a way of shaking the dust off your soul. It strips away what was no longer serving you and leaves you standing in the clarity of who you really are. You may feel the ache of what left, but if you listen closely, beneath the ache there is something else. A quiet strength, a gentle fire, a reminder that you are far greater than what you lost. Think about this. If someone left you, it does not mean your worth has gone with them. If a door closed, it does not mean your path has ended. If a dream faded, it does not mean your purpose has died. You are not your losses. You are not your endings. You are not your pain. You are spirit. And spirit cannot be destroyed by absence. Spirit cannot be diminished by rejection. Spirit cannot be silenced by the closing of a chapter. Spirit rises. When life tells you goodbye, your spirit does not sink. It begins to lift. It begins to reach for higher ground. It begins to grow stronger, clearer, wiser than it was before. This is why you can look back on seasons you thought would end you and realize those very seasons shaped you. They built courage in you. They birthed wisdom in you. They taught you to listen to the quiet voice inside that says, "Keep going." Libra, this goodbye you are walking through now is not breaking you, it is birthing you. The part of you that thought you couldn't survive without them, without that place, without that dream, that part of you is being reborn into someone who knows they can stand, even in the face of loss. It is through goodbye that you learn your spirit's true strength. You learn that you are more than what left you. You learn that endings are not meant to bury you, but to plant you. And just like a seed must first go into the dark before it rises into the light, you too are being planted in this moment. This is not burial. This is preparation for growth. Close your eyes for a moment and think about your journey. Think about the times you said, "I cannot go on." Yet here you are, still breathing, still standing, still reaching for hope. That is the rising of your spirit. It is the quiet miracle that happens in you each time you endure what you thought you could not endure. Do not mistake your tears for weakness. Do not mistake your ache for failure. Tears are the water that softens the ground of your heart, so new life can take root. Ache is the proof that your spirit is stretching, expanding, learning how to hold more light. Libra, you are not the same person who began this journey. This goodbye has already shifted you. It has peeled away illusions, it has broken false attachments, it has cleared the fog from your eyes. You are beginning to see yourself as you truly are, whole, capable, divinely guided. And here's the mystery. What feels like breaking is often birthing. The cracks in your heart are not there to destroy you. They are there to let more light in. The emptiness you feel is not a sign that you are finished. It is space being made for the new blessings that are already on their way. So let your spirit rise. Rise above the fear that says you will never recover. Rise above the doubt that says this is the end. Rise above the pain that whispers you are too weak. You are not weak. You are stronger than you know. And this goodbye is the fire that is revealing your true strength. Remember this truth. People may walk away, but your spirit does not walk away. Dreams may collapse, but your spirit does not collapse. Doors may close, but your spirit does not close. It always rises, it always returns, it always shines again. Libra, let this goodbye be the beginning of your rising. Stand in it, even if your legs tremble. Breathe in it, even if your chest aches. Believe in it, even if your mind doubts. Because on the other side of this, a greater version of you is waiting. This is not the end of you. This is the awakening of you. And though you may not see it fully yet, you are already becoming the person your future requires. Stronger, wiser, clearer, unshakable. This goodbye is not your breaking. It is your birthing. So hear me now, Libra. This goodbye you are walking through is not the final chapter of your story. It may feel like an ending, it may feel like something precious has slipped away, but in truth, it is the beginning of something unimaginable. Do not spend the rest of your days mourning what has already gone. Do not sit by the closed door, hoping it will swing open again. That door has served its purpose. That chapter has already written what it was meant to write. It is time to turn the page. Lift your head, wipe your tears, straighten your shoulders, step forward, even if your steps feel small at first. Because the life that is waiting for you, just beyond this moment, is greater than anything you have ever known before. The goodbye you thought would crush you is actually guiding you into new life. The silence you feared is becoming the soil of transformation. What looks like loss today will soon reveal itself as preparation. You are not being abandoned, you are being positioned. If you believe this, if your heart knows this truth is for you, then declare it once more. Write these words in the comments below. I am ready. Say it boldly. Say it with faith. Your words are seeds, and heaven always waters seeds spoken with courage. They will bloom in their time, and when they bloom, you will see beauty where once there was only pain. Libra, let this be your courage. Goodbyes are not graves. They do not bury you. They are gardens. They plant you in soil you never expected, and from that soil, new miracles will rise. What you feel as lost today is only the beginning of tomorrow's blessing. So stay strong, Libra. Stay awake to the signs that guide you. Stay open to the hands that are reaching out to lead you forward. The best is not behind you, it is ahead of you. And if this message has spoken to your soul, if it has touched the hidden places of your heart, then let us walk this journey together. Do not forget to subscribe, because your path is not ending here. Your journey is only just beginning. And what comes next will be greater than anything you've left behind.